So I don't have a lot of time because I got somewhere to be in like less than 5 minutes. But I wanted to talk about this story when I moved to Georgia and I was working at this thrift store. This would be an entitled story called "Watch Out." This goes for ladies, but men, I would say for you too. It's like opportunities that are just not for you or of God at all. It's just a funny but a very wise story to tell, because I feel like a lot of times when young ladies just move, or like I see a lot of people, like when I used to be on TikTok, sorry, backtrack a little bit. When I used to be on TikTok and everything, I used to see people like, oh, I'm moving to LA, I'm moving to New York, I'm moving to da-da-da-da, I'm moving to Georgia, I'm moving to da-da-da-da. And they don't have like a plan, but they're wanting to like pursue like acting, modeling, some type or beauty or something where it causes you to have your image bared before people, right? And so me, I was in a space of just following the Lord. He's telling me to go to Georgia. I didn't really know what was going to come of it, but I learned a lot, did quite a bit of things while I was there, and he rescued me while I was down there in the same thing. But the story I'm telling you is I was working at a thrift store, and I remember while I was in the thrift store, this man was looking at me. I just have it's a keen, like, picking up on things and discernment, right? For certain things. And this man was just kind of staring at me while I was working, but I was busy, but I noticed him looking at me. That was the first thing. When I left to go home for the day, he rode up in a busted Navigator, like a Navigator. Remember the Navigator SUVs? Yeah, he rode up in a busted Navigator. And it's going to be a part 2 because I'm going to have to cut the video off in a minute. But rode up in a busted Navigator, and he's talking about, oh, yeah, I saw you up in there. Older guy. He had to be probably in his 40s, maybe. I take photos, of models and all this different stuff. I was like, oh, okay. In my mind, I'm thinking, I'm not going to sign up for you. Even in my mind, I'm just trying to be nice, whatever. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And he was like, yeah, this is my Instagram page. I don't even remember him having an actual card or nothing, like business card. If you're going to pitch yourself, you need to make sure you have some kind of para or some kind of, so people can contact you. But I wasn't interested in the first place because I noticed him not. Just the busted Navigator, everything about him just gave me pervert, airy. This is one of those weird situations. But like I'm saying, you got to be very, very careful when you're a young woman and you're vulnerable. I was by myself and all that stuff. I mean, I was in a parking lot when I saw him, and it was daytime, but still like my living scenario. I had friends and people that I knew there and church members, but it was just like, still, you're in this vulnerable time. And anyway, I remember what he told me his Instagram page was. I was just going being curious, like, what the heck is he talking about? He taking pictures, like, who is he? Never heard of him, first of all. He was like a nobody. But I went to his Instagram page, honey, girls' breasts hanging out. He got all these boudoir type of photos and some other kind of pictures. He had pictures of guys and stuff too, but I was just like, that's going to be a no. And it would have been a never anyway. But I'm just like, this is the type of stuff that happens when you go to these scenarios, when you're in these situations and you're new to a city, a town, and you have this desire to want to do something, whether it's in the beauty field, modeling, all of that. I mean, I went to school for beauty. So I had my cosmetology license and I had transferred it down there to Georgia when I moved there and everything. But just the type of stuff that comes to you that is opportunity, like when the enemy came to Jesus and was like, hey, sell your soul and I'll give you everything you want. Jesus was like, bro, I already have the kingdom. I already have the kingdom, right? I don't need your little whatever you call yourself when you're nobody and you just want some naked girls on your page. Like, where is this supposed to go? Like, I just, my thing is like when girls are so caught up in wanting to get rich or be an influencer in beauty or whatever, my thing is, women, like, be careful, use wisdom, get direction, even have mentors and people around your life. And even when he did that, I text my cousin and one of my really good guy friends immediately when he did that. They were like, oh, heck no. They were laughing and stuff. I was just like, you guys, this is the kind of stuff that's happening all over. This happens everywhere. This goes, it's so far in between, but it's just a reminder to just be careful, be cautious, and pray. Especially if you're a woman, like, make sure you're safe. You got mace, you got all kind of stuff, because he could have been like a creep and try to steal me. You know, I'm like 5'1", bro, and a half now. But, you know, this is just, you know, ideas that people have are just not, that don't go along with the vision. Make sure also that you have a vision, that you have a plan. And even if it's not a plan, just let God guide you through those things. Like I've gotten opportunities, and I was able to do some extra work when I was living in Georgia and stuff like that too, which was fun. And I was interested in it because somebody told me the right place to go to look into stuff like that. And then that's how the opportunities came. But just as randoms on the street, you know, I even met a lady, and I have to talk about that story too. This is going to be a part 2, who actually I drove Lyft, and I ended up meeting her, and it was just something that I thought was God, was not. And I think I talked about this on the podcast prior, but like it, you know, sometimes there could seem to be opportunities that are of God, and they're just not either, you know, and it's just like God closed that door. You may be discouraged. You may feel like, oh man, you know, this was not what I felt like God wanted me to do. But at the end of the day, God is protecting us too. So I just wanted to say that, and there'll be a part 2 coming too from this. All right, watch out. Bye.